Hey chums, I'm here for opening day over at SeaWorld Orlando. I'm super excited to be back. SeaWorld has some of my favorite roller coasters here, and I haven't been able to ride them for months, so I'm excited that everything is starting to open up again. If you're new to our channel, we post all stuff related to theme parks and things to do. Usually there's two of us, but Adam had to work today, so I'm on my own. Changes over at SeaWorld. Just like any other park, you're required to wear the mask, which is a little bit of a pain in the neck, but it is something that we have to do if we want to get admission into the park. On the entrance into here, I noticed that they were selling masks. So if you want to buy a mask that's related to SeaWorld, like something with a picture of a shark mouth or something else, they have all of those up front that you can wear to SeaWorld. Another thing about SeaWorld right now is to get in, you are required to make a reservation. It was pretty easy. You just go online and you put in the barcode from either your annual pass or your ticket or whatever it is that you're using to get into the park. So they go ahead and they give you the reservation and you just show it up front when you're coming in. Be prepared. Everything is a process now to get into the park. You have to go through a screening. They do check your temperature with one of those little thermometer guns to make sure that you don't have a fever or anything that you shouldn't be in the park today. And the bag check, they are manually doing the bag check, unlike Universal, which is just sticking your stuff through an x-ray. So you have to have your bag open. There's a little partition between you and whoever's going to check your bag, and they go ahead and they check it real quick. You go through the metal detector and then you're good to go. So I'm going to take a look around and see what's going on over here at SeaWorld today. All right, so we're passing over by the area for Mako, and it doesn't look like the park is terribly busy today. There definitely was a line when I was trying to get in here. It took me over 30 minutes, but it doesn't really look too bad. So when I do decide to go ahead and ride some rides and see how they're handling the social distancing over here, I don't think that it should be too bad. It's also a weekday. I'm sure a lot of people have to work right now, which is why I'm by myself today. And before you go into any attractions, I'm right outside the shark encounter. They do have hand sanitizing stations set up so that you can control when you're going to sanitize your hands. That's pretty good. I just went over to the shark encounter. So far this is the only attraction I've done since I've been here today. When you go into the shark encounter, they have clear stickers that are on the ground, and now they have markings on the moving sidewalk so that you know how much distance that you are from somebody else. So it looks like they did a pretty good job with that. The only thing that's a little bit complicated in there is when people want to stop and take pictures, which you're going to expect that people are going to want to stop and take pictures. So unfortunately, when somebody stops to take pictures, you kind of have to wait for them to finish what they're doing so that you don't get into their personal space, because you want to maintain that 6 feet apart. All right, on to the next. One of the things that I was really looking forward to at this park is that they are opening up a new roller coaster called Icebreaker. Unfortunately, I think Icebreaker would have been open already if it weren't for the shutdown that happened. But I do see over across the bridge over here that I can get a good view of Icebreaker and the progress that they're making. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what they've done with Icebreaker, and I'm really hoping that they get that opened up soon. Icebreaker is being made by Premier, which is the same company that made Tigress over at Busch Gardens, if you've ever had the chance to ride that. I've rode several Premier rides. They are absolutely fantastic. It's definitely an experience. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a view of the track over at Icebreaker. I'm right over by Wild Arctic, and we have another view of Icebreaker. I guess this ride is going to be right next to Wild Arctic, so we have a much closer view from over here. The track looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait for this to get finished. I can't wait to see what it's about. Now I'm in another area of the park where Journey to Atlantis is, and it does not look like it's running, which I'm a little bit disappointed because this is one of my favorite rides here. So I wonder what's up with that. Not running, and it looks like even the aquarium gift shop is closed. What's really interesting is that this crowd doesn't seem like a really large crowd, but there's some pretty big waits right now for some of the rides. Like I was over by Kraken, and over by Kraken there was a 45-minute wait to ride, and that usually is not that long of a wait. They are doing the social distancing on the coaster. They're not sitting people right next to each other unless you're from the same party. They are keeping a distance. The other thing that I noticed too is that it was taking a while for the next car to come out, so I think that they might be doing extra sanitation in there, like sanitizing between a certain amount of trains that go out. So that's probably why it seemed like it was a little long of a wait, considering that it's not really a huge crowd today. I just went to do something that I don't normally do. I went to go and watch one of the shows. I went to Dolphin Days. So SeaWorld has changed the format of their animal shows. I really don't know what they were like before, but now they're more educational. It was a lot of learning about the dolphins, and it was only probably about a 13-minute show. The way that they're handling social distancing in the shows is that they have the certain rows marked off where you can't go and sit in them, and then they have blue tape on the seats to show you how much distance you should keep from the party that's next to you. So it was very organized, and then when you go to leave, they don't have everybody just get up at once. What they do is they have one of the ambassadors come and wave a flag, so they flag down the area that could go ahead and get up, and then that way not everybody's getting up at the same time and making a whole mess of the whole situation. But it was fun. So even over here, there's stickers on the ground to maintain social distancing. While you go in, you take a moment to check out these beautiful flamingos. It looks like it's going to rain, and I did hear some people's phones going off during the dolphin show that there might be some kind of an alert in the area. So I'm not really sure what's going to end up happening here with the weather. The weather may not hold out, and that might be why they're not running any of the trains on Manta right now, unless Manta's down. If you're curious about the restaurants, I haven't been into anything yet. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. SeaWorld is kind of a difficult place for me to eat. I don't think that the food is so great. And then also, I'm on a gluten-free diet for health reasons. So they're one of the more difficult parks to find something to eat. I'll check again in a little bit. But I did walk by and I saw that they are doing the social distancing in the restaurants. I didn't see if any of the sit-down restaurants were open, but anything that you could go into for like a quick service, they do have the stickers on the ground to let you know to stay away from, you know, to keep your distance from the next party. It looks like the Seafire Grill is closed. I'm not sure. Nope, it looks like it is actually closed. It's suggesting to go and hit some other restaurants. One of the things that I'm noticing here is that not a lot of stuff is open right now as far as food. So that's definitely interesting. So as far as wearing the mask, it doesn't really bother me. I know that I see a lot of people pulling their mask off, and I don't see them with a drink or anything, so But for me, it doesn't bother me. I've rode the roller coasters with the mask on. It doesn't come off, it stays on your face. My suggestion would be that if you're afraid that you're gonna get sweaty, or if you're gonna do something that requires the water, bring more than one mask with you. That way, if you need to change, you have a backup mask. But for me, it hasn't bothered me. I don't really see it as a problem. If you do find that you need a break from wearing your mask, you can either buy something to eat or a drink. You're allowed to pull your mask down if you're eating or drinking, or you can find one of these face covering relaxation zones. This one is located right outside of Sesame Street. So you can come over here and take your mask off and just take a little break from that if you need it. So as of right now, SeaWorld is not requiring a virtual queue. I checked the app, I didn't see anything like that. It looks like if there's no markers on the ground, people are kind of not really paying attention to where they're standing. So my suggestion to you is if you come here, you got to be mindful about the social distancing. You have to kind of look out for yourself, because as you can see, without stickers on the ground indicating where you're supposed to stand, people are kind of doing whatever they want right now. All right, chums, that wraps up my day over at SeaWorld Orlando. I'm gonna get going because it is about to pour. I'm glad that everything's opening back up. I'm super excited. I had a great day. It was great to get back to roller coasters today. I'm so excited that things are starting to open back up. If you're new to our channel and you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps us. And if you want to see more of what we're doing at the parks and more things to do, go ahead and subscribe. And other than that, I felt very safe today. It looks like SeaWorld has a lot of hand sanitizer stations set up. Everything was very organized and I had a really good time. Actually, I think I could take my mask off. I'm out of the park right now. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up from there. I definitely felt very safe coming back to SeaWorld today. I'm excited that everything is opening up, and we'll see you at the parks.